Longhorns DT Alfred Collins had a monster 2024 season, so let's put on the film and see if he's the missing piece for the Jets defensive line. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and we're back in the film room with another All-22 breakdown, and today we're evaluating Alfred Collins. He's a really intriguing prospect, but one that I really liked on film. Yes, he had his breakout season as a 23-year-old, that's a red flag, but I also like the tape the year prior when he had a 10% plus pressure rate and tons of run stops. So who is he? He is a long, strong, F the play-up DT. I actually like him a little bit more than Tyleik Williams. Now, I think some teams will covet him and his length as a 3-4 defensive end, but I think he's going to be more than comfortable kicking inside like he did at Texas as a 4-3 DT. So let's start by looking at Collins as a run defender, because I love this aspect of his game. He is head over the tackle here, left-hand side of your screen. Have a look at the physicality with this push-pull and just annihilates the running back in the backfield. This is overwhelming length at 6'5". Look at the pop in his hands, stands up the tackle, he wins the leverage battle and just throws him to the floor. Guys, this is an elite athlete at 320 pounds playing right tackle. Doesn't matter. Alfred Collins is bigger and stronger than you are. I really like how diverse his run stops were. This was an incredible one to start today's video. And on this occasion, you're going to see Collins, the 3 technique, slanting in the red zone, being aggressive in his run fit and does it to perfection. Off the snap, look how he just disposes of the center and tackles outside his frame. I love it when guys who are 6'5" and have these long limbs can actually eat up space because of their length. Collins does a fantastic job wrestling him to the ground, but again it starts at the point of attack. Look how he absorbs the guard. The guard's coming here to climb to the second level, make it a bit of a quick double team. Just does a great job being stout at the point of attack, and now we're one-on-one with the center. He rips to the outside, and that's when we see him make the tackle. Just a really nice job being aggressive, withstanding contact, and then shedding and going and making a play outside of his frame. This kind of stuff really gets me excited from a run defender. And against Georgia, what's the theme here? You're going to see very top-tier SEC talent that he's going against and having great success. Collins is just too good. You're going to double team him. It does not matter. He is very, very astute at standing in there, absorbing it. Look how his base just keeps on moving. He's able to anchor, split the double team, and what did we just talk about? Tackling outside of the frame. Again, just explodes off his point and makes the tackle in the backfield. But it's just such a well-rounded rep. The ability to stand in there and absorb a double team and then go and make a tackle, that's really cool. Already in this breakdown, we've seen him slant, we've seen him push-pull a tackle, and now standing up to an interior double team. These are the reasons that I think this kid is a really great player who can start from day one. Yes, he's not going to have the highest ceiling. No, he's not going to be a game changer for the New York Jets, but I think this is the value you're looking for on day 2 of the NFL draft. And to finish the run defense section of today's video, let's have a look at Collins kicked into a 1 technique, again that positional flexibility, and just bench pressing a lineman against a zone run. Circled him for you. Collins is explosive, is able to keep the offensive lineman off his chest, does a really nice job stringing along the line of scrimmage, and once again executing the tackle. He's just really well-rounded. You'd expect that from an older prospect, but you're going to get your money's worth in the run game, because as I said off the top, he can do it in so many different ways. I really like his ability here to keep himself clean, to keep the lower half and the feet going, lateral quickness, and then disengage, shed, and make that tackle. So what about as a pass rusher? What does Collins do well? What does he need to work on? Well, he doesn't have great lateral quickness, as you'd expect from a 6'5" interior lineman, and he doesn't have a polished plan, but there's enough moves there. But overall, it's his length and ability to make everything muddy inside the pocket that really stands out. A great example, against Florida, have a look at from the 3-tech spot how Collins sells inside move against the guard, spins to the outside, and then uses his length to get a hit on the quarterback and cause an incomplete completion. This is top level stuff. Now, I'm not saying this is the rule of his film, it's more of the exception, if you know what I'm saying, but there's a pass rush plan here and an ability to make a guy miss one-on-one. That's all I'm really looking for in this clump of players who are going to be drafted between 70 and 40, somewhere in that range on day 2. I just thought this was a really cool rep and a nice example of Collins having a plan. But where he really stood out was those long arms and ability to get his hands on passes. He had 6 batted balls in 2024. This was a great one against Michigan. Talk about just ruining this play by himself, but it starts off the snap. The lateral quickness here to go across the center's face, beat him with nice hand utilization. Want to talk about coming over the top, a little chop with a swim, getting into the gap, and then still getting his hands up to get in the passing lane. This is really nice stuff. High level from a 6'5", 330-pound athlete. I thought Collins had quite a lot of juice, and this is why I preferred him just over Tyreek Williams. Does he have the ceiling of a 21-year-old? No, he doesn't, but I think you know what you're getting, and that length just makes him such a weapon. And speaking of, here is Collins causing not 1, but 2 interceptions against Florida from the interior. Again, one technique like I think he can do next to Quinnen Williams. Look at him not have a real plan here, isn't a schemed rush, but gets hands on the football, causes a turnover. Even when things have not gone well, he has the ability to mess up the play, and that's something that I covet very, very highly. He's double teamed, it's a quick snap, he's got nowhere to go, but he feels the game very well, understands that he can go with the eyes of the quarterback, get himself in the passing lane, and get those big mitts up. As I told you though, that was not the only one from this game. Have a look at Collins dispose of a tight end. Probably wouldn't be my plan to block him with a tight end. Get to the outside, work through some more blocks, and this time gets a second turnover for the Longhorns. He is just so long, and yes, it may not be polished all the time, but he just has this ability to make things happen. It mightn't show up on the box score with sacks and pressures, but he just had that knack of coming up with the big play for Texas. And one more snap against Georgia to really emphasize who Alfred Collins is as a player. He's the 3 technique. He's going to come on this delayed stunt here as the looper from left to right. I like the patience. He gets his hands up and he once again impacts the throw. You're going to be sick of me saying this, but the length. It's just who this kid is as a player. He has such long arms. He utilizes it really well, whether it's tackling outside of his frame, getting in passing lanes, using it to win at the point of attack. I thought he's a really diverse player. He could open up a lot for Steve Wilks, whether it's an odd or even front, whatever they're trying to do. I think that Alfred Collins is a really useful football player. So that's what the All-22 film told me about Collins and why I like him a little bit more than a guy like Tyreek Williams. In an ideal world, I probably don't want either at 42. I think in a small trade back around 50, 55, that's the sweet spot for these players. But if the Jets feel that he can be an impactful starter, can be an addition next to Quinnen Williams, I like Alfred Collins.